This is ABC 7 News at 6.
A man has been arrested in connection with a fire in Harrington earlier this month. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Beth Jones. 75-year-old Arthur Langley is being charged with arson and reckless conduct. The fire at 1230 Main Street was initially reported to have been caused by an outdoor burn that spread to the house. Major Aaron Turcotte with the Maine Fire Marshal's office says an investigation actually determined the fire was not accidental. Langley was arrested Tuesday and taken to the Washington County Jail. That investigation is ongoing. Meanwhile, a teenager was seriously injured in a fire in Searsport. Major Aaron Turcotte again saying they are investigating the fire yesterday at 33 Prospect Street. Turcotte says the victim was initially transported to Waldo County General Hospital and then transferred to Maine Medical Center. He says she sustained burns covering 30% of her body, primarily on her legs and torso. Turcotte says their investigation determined she was upstairs when she heard the home's smoke alarms activate. He says she came downstairs and found the kitchen filled with smoke and a pot of cooking oil burning on the stove. In an attempt to put out the fire, she tried to move the pot to the kitchen sink. He says as she carried the burning oil, it flared up, causing severe burns and prompting her to drop the pot. The fire caused minimal damage to the home. The fire marshal's office is reminding Mainers to never use water to put out a grease fire, as it can cause the burning oil to explode outward, resulting in serious burns. They also say never move a burning pan, but rather cover it with a lid or baking sheet and turn off the heat. They say if the fire cannot be controlled, you should just get out of the building and call 911. The Kennebec County Sheriff's Office is investigating an armed robbery in Kennebec County this morning. Chief Deputy Chris Reed says deputies responded to the Bartlett Road in Belgrade a little before 7 a.m. for a report of an armed robbery at a marijuana growing operation. Reed says deputies were able to determine 3 men had allegedly entered the residence, tied the couple's hands at gunpoint, and proceeded to steal all the marijuana and an undisclosed amount of cash. According to Deputy Reed, the victims were not hurt, but the suspects were there for over 3 hours, and one of the suspects pointed a gun at them while they were being tied up. Reed says it is a legal marijuana growing operation, and the Office of Marijuana Policy has been notified. He says detectives are following up on leads. In other news tonight, drive sober or expect to get pulled over in Ellsworth this weekend as multiple departments are doing an OUI enforcement detail. It's a collaborative effort between the Ellsworth PD and several other local departments who will be heading to Ellsworth to help out. The department wants to make it known that even if you get pulled over by an out-of-jurisdiction officer, it's still legitimate. They also advise folks to make sure they're not driving under the influence of alcohol or any other impairing substance, including marijuana, narcotics, and some prescription drugs.
We just wanted to put the word out that we're going to be out there as part of the Bureau of Highway Safety National Campaign as well. But we also wanted to, just let other people know that if you do get stopped by a Bar Harbor or a Southwest Harbor officer in Ellsworth this weekend, it's completely legitimate, and they're helping us out with this detail.
Whether you're in Hancock County or not this weekend, driving sober keeps everyone safer. Switching gears now, members of the Maine legislature are demanding accountability and reform in the wake of the fatal shooting in Biddeford. In a letter written to the Department of Homeland Security Secretary, they expressed what they say was their horror over the shooting of Johann Sebastian Duran Guerrero by ICE officers. The letter said in part, quote, "The reckless behavior of ICE agents and the subsequent consequences of their actions are not just endangering our neighborhoods and communities, they are eroding confidence in law enforcement at all levels. This does not serve to make any Mainer or American safer. It only sows fear and terror among good, hardworking people." It went on to say, quote, "Let us be clear, this demand for reform and accountability is not at odds with our support for removing dangerous convicted criminals from our communities. We demand that such actions be taken with that goal in mind, be conducted with due process and constitutional protections this nation's laws guarantee." Well, it has been 90 days since the Maine state legislature concluded the second regular session of the 132nd legislature. Per Maine statute, laws passed during that session are now scheduled to go into effect. Our Alex Schley has more on what Mainers can expect.
Wednesday, dozens of Maine laws take effect, including those signed by Governor Janet Mills, as well as several that became law without her signature. Many of the changes stem from the supplemental budget, approved by lawmakers in April, despite being strongly contested by Republicans. Some of the most noteworthy changes include making Maine community colleges free permanently to residents, requiring public schools to adopt policies restricting student cell phone use, extending the Maine Affordable Housing Tax Credit, and making the administration's child care affordability program permanent. The new laws also authorize a one-time $300 relief payment for eligible Mainers, while imposing a 2% surtax on those who make more than $1 million. A series of immigration-related laws will also take effect, addressing agencies' compliance with federal immigration and customs enforcement. ISETA policing creates a clear separation between state and local law enforcement and federal immigration laws and agents, barring the assistance of Maine officials in federal investigations and banning the use of Maine jails to be used to house federal civil immigration detainees. The ISETA Schools and Healthcare creates protection for certain non-public areas of schools, healthcare facilities, and other non-covered locations, restricting access to federal immigration officers without the appropriate legal authority, and limiting the release of certain personal information. Lastly, ISETA of our homes laws prohibit landlords from sharing certain tenant information, including immigration status, with federal immigration authorities without a judicial warrant or other legal requirement, and bars retaliation based on that information. Other notable laws taking effect include funding for the state's first youth psychiatric residential facility, extending death benefits for certain Maine Department of Transportation employees, and creating the Office of the Child Advocate. While some of these changes will have an immediate impact, others will be phased in over the coming months. For a complete look at the new laws and how they could affect you, go to our website, foxbangor.com. Alex Schley reporting for ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
The Penobscot County Sheriff's Office has acquired special kits that can help identify a missing child. They are called Child ID kits, and they are special kits that parents or guardians can complete with information about their child and have that kit ready to go in the event that a child goes missing or some other emergency arises. The kits, once completed, contain the child's basic information, current photo, and even have a place for a fingerprint, as you just saw. Once completed, the kit can be stored in your home, ready for use if it is needed. It does not go into a database. Sheriff Morton says when a crisis hits, oftentimes parents are so upset and stressed that it can be more difficult to remember important information about their child or have certain needed items ready to go. That delay can be detrimental.
Time is critical. If we're able to show up at the home and this be handed over to law enforcement so they could start with this information immediately, it will have a great impact, or potentially a great impact, on making sure that a child is returned home safely.
The kits are free and available throughout Penobscot County. Sheriff Morton says he'll be working with local law enforcement agencies throughout the region to distribute those kits. The Maine CDC is reminding Mainers and visitors here to take steps to avoid contact with bats. They say while bats play an important role in nature, they can also carry rabies, and that warning comes after multiple bats in Maine have tested positive for rabies. Now, the disease is serious and it can affect people, pets, and livestock. The CDC says without timely prevention, it is almost always fatal. Rabies spreads through the bite or scratch of an infected animal. They say people should avoid touching wildlife or animals they do not know. As of July 17th, 5 bats in Maine have tested positive for rabies. Alrighty, folks, well, let's pause now and take a first look at our forecast.
Another beautiful day out there once again today, a bit cooler than yesterday. High temperatures back in the upper 60s and low to mid 70s, but still very nice out there. We're going to be even cooler tomorrow. We are looking at high temperatures in the low to mid 70s and even cooler along that coastline. Taking a look right now at radar. Lots of clouds out there, but other than that, we are not dealing with any rain showers or thunderstorms yet. However, we do have some on the way. Rolling in late tonight, early tomorrow morning, we could see our first chance for some showers and thunderstorms. Then they become a lot more scattered after that, lasting throughout much of the day on Thursday before we dry out into the day on Friday, still keeping lots of cloud cover on Friday. But for tonight, we are going to be seeing some chances for showers and thunderstorms out there with temperatures falling into the low to mid 60s.
Thank you, Anna. And folks, stay with us. We have more local news just ahead.
Mainers work hard. Our leaders should too. Like Senator Susan Collins, who just cast her 10,000th vote.
The first senator in U.S. history to reach that mark without ever missing a vote.
Collins worked with Democrats to keep the Gulf of Maine open for our fishermen, kept our shipbuilders on the job with new funding, and Collins expanded health care for rural Mainers. No drama, just hard work and results. Call. Ask Senator Collins to keep working hard for Mainers.
Here at Twin City Tire and Service, you will be working with industry professionals. We have ASE certified master technicians and certified tire and lube technicians. If we need your vehicle for a duration of time, we offer a complimentary shuttle service and can even offer a loaner vehicle. Being a client at Twin City Tire and Service means that we will treat you right. This includes a 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty on mechanical repairs. We also provide you with 1 year of complimentary roadside assistance. Come see us today at Twin City Tire and Service in Brewer.
Be back in a bit. Try not to burn the house down.
Perfect. Well, guess it's a good thing we got AAA.
Even if the sky is falling, AAA Home and Auto Insurance has you covered. AAA, we're always with you.
Come one, come all! Penobscot County's oldest furniture store is having a spectacular liquidation event. That's right, the Big Top is back. It's loaded with quality furniture and mattresses, and the discounts have been taken. You'll save at least 50% off list on mattresses, recliners, sofas, and more. If you're looking for a great piece of furniture to make your oasis complete, right now is a perfect time to check out the Big Top in Holden. Dorsey Furniture, Route 1A Holden, open 7 days a week until 5 p.m.
Live from the Maine Lobster Festival in Rockland, it's the Lobster Crate Races. Watch fearless racers dash across floating lobster crates. Will they make it or take a spectacular splash? Who will stay on their feet and who will take the plunge? Don't miss the Lobster Crate Races live from the Maine Lobster Festival, Sunday, August 2nd at 2 p.m. only on Fox 22.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
Welcome back. Researchers at the University of Maine in Orono are developing groundbreaking technology that aims to help meet the demand and interest in nuclear energy. Our Grace Blanchard explains.
This sensor technology is very cutting edge.
Scientists nationwide are trying to turn nuclear fusion into a real energy option. These small sensors developed by University of Maine researchers could be a big part in making that happen.
This is a great opportunity for the university to play a critical role in the full development of fusion energy as a viable form of energy production.
Nuclear fusion technology has the potential to generate 4 times as much energy as existing nuclear fission reactors. But experts are still searching for technology that can monitor and withstand the extreme heat and radiation damage it creates.
There are no commercial products right now that can satisfy the most demanding needs that these energy production facilities are required to have.
A new project at UMaine aims to change that.
The major goal of this project is to actually develop sensors that, as I told you, do not exist to monitor the process of fusion energy.
Researchers at UMaine have already been developing sensors capable of measuring and withstanding harsh environments, which they intend to use as a model.
This is a major contribution, right, that we have been doing consistently throughout the decades, but this particular one is an opportunity and a major contribution to our state and to our country.
Funded by Helion Energy, this groundbreaking effort gives students a unique hands-on experience while helping address the nation's growing demand for clean energy and power.
These sensors really are an enabler to a lot of these cutting-edge energy production systems to really becoming a reality.
In Orono, Grace Blanchard, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Some exciting work being done there. Alrighty, folks, just ahead we have the latest in sports and your forecast. Stay with us.
Hi, I'm Tony with TC Hafford Basement Systems. A poorly sealed and under-insulated home will leave you with higher energy bills. We've partnered with Dr. Energy Saver to offer the best energy-saving solutions that keep the temperatures in your home comfortable and help you save big on energy costs. Attic insulation, spray foam insulation, and whole home energy evaluation. Call TC Hafford Basement Systems today for all things basementing.
Keep your boat safe, functional, and beautiful with a Shoremaster boat lift from Hammond Lumber Company. Your Hammond sales rep can help you choose the perfect lift for your boat. Shoremaster's exclusive Whisper winch offers the industry's smoothest and quietest operation. Add speed and convenience with a Shoremaster lift motor. And Shoremaster's modular Infinity design makes it easy to upgrade with accessories when you're ready. Take your boating experience to the next level with a Shoremaster boat lift from Hammond Lumber Company.
Bob's Discount is about to go even further. The Massachusetts sales tax holiday is officially the weekend of August 8th and 9th, but you can pre-select right now at Bob's Discount Furniture.
Oh my Bob!
Bob's Discount Furniture.
Ready to create your backyard oasis? Alexander's Professional Landscaping will work with you to create your perfect outdoor space. Work one-on-one with our landscape designer to create a unique garden to fit your family's personal aesthetics and lifestyle. Have our pros install your new lawn, garden, or patio. Schedule a consultation today by calling 573-4497. Alexander's Professional Landscaping, the way landscaping should be.
People ask me all the time, does Lowry & Associates really get all of those clients, all of those big settlements? Yes, we do. And you know what else is true? I really am standing on top of this big truck.
Hey, Maine, think you're wicked smart? Well, put your knowledge to the test with me, Ken Jennings, on Jeopardy! Weeknights at 7:30 on ABC 7.
Welcome back in, folks. Thanks for staying with us. It's a big night at Mansfield Stadium in Bangor. The Senior Legion State Championship is being played, and that's where we find our Max Sturm right now. Max, set the scene for us over at Mansfield. All right, Max, sorry for some technical difficulties here. We will have both those highlights for you later on. We will go down to Southern Maine now, where one of the most picturesque and competitive 10K road races in the country is set for this coming Saturday morning down in Cape Elizabeth. The 28th annual TD Beach to Beacon 10K returns to Maine this weekend. Some of the world's top runners will be competing for more than $90,000 in prize money. This year's race beneficiary is Dirigo Reads, an organization that puts new books in the hands of first graders around the state monthly. The race founder is Mainer and Olympic gold medalist Joan Benoit Samuelson, who says the Beach to Beacon is special in so many ways.
No, I never thought. I mean, it's 28 years old, and I'm that much older, but it gets better every year, and we never become complacent. We try to tweak it every year to make it bigger and better, and this year is no exception.
Sorry about that, Hecka. Folks, we now go to Max over at Mansfield. Max, set the scene for us over there in Bangor.
Yeah, we've got a great scene here at Mansfield Stadium for the Maine Legion Senior Championship. We have the Greater Southern Maine Riders and the Trenton Acadians. And for that Acadians team, you might recognize some names: Evan Haskell, Jackson Berry, Dawson Curtis, all of those guys from the Down East area, and all of these guys having an impact early on as the Acadians lead 3-1 here in the top of the 5th inning, and we're having some great hits. At the beginning of this game, it was more about the defense, but then in the 3rd inning, the Acadians knocked it out of the park with 3 runs to take that lead after the Riders had a lead in the 2nd inning. Now, we will have the rest of these highlights later tonight. We might have another game if the Acadians are able to hold on to play for a 2nd game for the championship. But again, we will have those highlights for you later tonight. For right now, Jack, take us home.
Thank you for that, Max. Staying with baseball, the Red Sox and their fans have had a lot of ups over the past month, but have recently dealt with some lows, like new acquired infielder Curtis Mead breaking his wrist. Mead was traded to the Sox over the weekend in exchange for left-handed pitcher Connolly Early and was expected to be an instant impact player at the plate. He had 17 home runs with the Nationals so far this season, and fans hoped he'd bring that to Boston, but unfortunately in just his first game with the Sox, Mead was struck by a pitch that ended up breaking his wrist. The bad news for Sox fans is there's no concrete amount of time for his recovery, with some sources even speculating he could be out for the season. While those are just rumors, it will be a lengthy recovery. Mead spoke with the media and expressed his disappointment with the situation.
Challenging, super disappointing. It kind of doesn't feel real that it's first game and, there'll be a break in between the next one.
Mead is not expected to have surgery for now. That's all the time we have for sports. Here's your full 5-day forecast.
Tonight's weather is brought to you by Rogan's Memorials. Give the gift of comfort through thoughtful planning with locations in Bangor, Bucksport, and Lincoln. Well, let's take a look at those high temperatures from today. Temperatures back in the mid-70s, a bit cooler in some areas, especially along that coastline. We are seeing high temperatures in the upper 60s, so definitely a bit cooler than yesterday. And if you like cooler weather, it's going to be even cooler tomorrow. We are looking at high temperatures in the low 70s before, guess what, the heat is right back on Friday. We are looking at warmer temperatures. Right now, the average high is 81. Tomorrow, we are not near that. We're hanging out in the low 70s. By Friday, we're right back up into the upper 70s. And then we are right back firmly in the 80s by this weekend. Now, not only do we have the heat, but we've been dealing with some humidity out there as well. Hasn't been so bad today, won't be so bad tomorrow since we have cooler temperatures. However, once the warmer temperatures arrive, we have even more humidity in the air. So not only will we be in the 80s, but it will feel much warmer out there as well. And then now we also had the heat, we had the humidity, and we have the breeze as well. A little bit of a breeze out there lasting through much of the day today. Overnight tonight, we will die off just a little bit of that breeze before we get more winds right back tomorrow as we start to see more rain showers and thunderstorms move through. Now, like I said, we do have some chances for rain showers and thunderstorms starting late tonight and lingering through much of the day tomorrow. However, right now, just lots of clouds out there, a few sprinkles trying to make it to the ground. However, we aren't seeing much, but this is all part of a larger system that's going to be making its way through late tonight and lasting through much of the day tomorrow. So this is about the later hours of tonight into the very early hours of tomorrow. We're going to see some rain showers and thunderstorms, and then they will become more scattered after tomorrow morning. We're going to see more scattered showers and thunderstorms making their way through the state in the afternoon and evening hours before we just see lots of clouds on Friday. For tonight, temperatures falling right near 60 degrees. We do have a chance for a few showers and thunderstorms, like I said, especially late. And we do have some areas of dense fog possible. For tomorrow, much cooler than today and yesterday. Temperatures back in the low 70s with scattered showers and thunderstorms. Taking a look at your extended forecast, tomorrow's going to be cool, but then by Friday, we are right back up into the upper 70s. A few showers and thunderstorms can linger into Friday morning, but then this weekend looks to be nice. Some clouds out there as well, but temperatures back in the mid 80s and a bit humid as well. Before Monday, we do have our next chance for some showers and thunderstorms with temperatures still in the mid 80s.
Thank you, Anna, and there is still more to come after the break.
It's a big, big deal. Summer is a big deal at Toyota. It's the
the final days of Toyota's Big Deal Summer Event, where you could get 4.99 financing on a fuel-sipping all-wheel drive Camry hybrid with a captivating interior and an up to 650-mile total driving range. Summer's a big deal at Toyota, the longest-lasting brand with the best resale value. So see your New England Toyota dealer.
It's a big deal.
Toyota, let's go places.
Troy Jackson bragged about being one of Graham Plattner's earliest supporters. When the news of Plattner's Nazi tattoo came out, Jackson stood with Plattner. When Plattner blamed women for getting raped because they get drunk, Jackson stood by Plattner. And when the media reported Plattner was violent toward women, Jackson stood again with Plattner.
I want to say thank you very much to Troy.
Don't be fooled by Troy Jackson. He's another phony we can't trust. Pine Tree Results PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Webb's RV Center has a 4-acre lot with over 75 previously owned campers all on sale, plus another 4 acres of new RVs and motorhomes. Webb's RV will take anything in trade. You can buy a camper anywhere, but be sure to buy your next camper at your local neighbor. A website can't service your RV, but Webb's RV will, and they have the biggest service department in the state of Maine to help you enjoy your RV or motorhome.
So come on down, neighbor. The coffee pot's on and the pencil is sharp.
Hello, this is George Whelan, founder of Down East Direct Cremation. Over the years, you have come to trust Down East Direct Cremation as your cremation experts, creating the standard for simple, affordable, and respectful cremation care. Through these times of turbulent economy, COVID, rising energy costs, and inflation, Down East Direct Cremation has maintained our price. Unfortunately, due to the ever-increasing cost of doing business, I have been left with no other choice than to raise our price, effective September 8th, 2026. I am sorry. Of course, all current guaranteed mortuary trust agreements will be honored with no additional charges. You or anyone who is thinking of prepaying with Down East Direct Cremation will have until then to lock in our current price of $975 complete. For more information or to schedule an in-store appointment, please call us or prepay online using the button exclusively at downeastdirectcremation.com.
Briefly outside our state, a butter cow and calf are once again taking center stage at the Ohio State Fair, this time as part of a patriotic tribute marking America's 250th birthday. On behalf of Ohio's dairy farmers, the 2026 Butter Cow display celebrates the nation's 250th birthday with some of the country's most recognizable symbols. The display features the iconic butter cow and calf, with the calf wearing a Stars and Stripes hat. Also included are a bald eagle, the Statue of Liberty, the American and Ohio state flags, and an America 250 sign, all sculpted from butter and set against a night sky filled with fireworks. That's a lot of butter. Well, back here at home, in protest of the Lobster Festival in Rockland, PETA held a showing of their own to urge festival goers to be kind to crustaceans. Around 11:30 on Wednesday, PETA campaigners gathered between Main Street and Myrtle Street and displayed a woman body painted as a lobster lying across a plate with butter and a lemon wedge with a sign that read, "Try to relate to who's on your plate," urging attendees to go vegan. PETA sent a letter to the board of directors asking to change the name of the event to the Red Death Festival due to the thousands of lobsters cooked every year during the event. Campaigner Mason Melito says people can show compassion by switching to a vegan diet.
It's extremely cruel and unnecessary, and everyone can go vegan and stop eating lobsters today.
PETA has protested the festival for several years now. And finally tonight, one of the most beloved parts of the Rockland Lobster Festival is the annual running of the crate races. If you've never seen it, it's quite the athletic feat, I can assure you. Combining endurance and balance as contestants try to quickly maneuver over the submerged crates, reaching the other side. It is not as easy as some of these contestants make it look. That would be me swimming, and probably a lot sooner than that guy did. Contestants rack up points by how many crates they are able to traverse running back and forth. There are multiple divisions for competitors, both young and adult. You can register for the races in person on the festival grounds. By the way, ABC7 and Fox 22 will be broadcasting the races on Sunday starting at 2 p.m. Join us for a highly unique and iconic main event. That guy's doing pretty well, knees to chest, look lively, and there we are. I think he figured out the secret. Alrighty, folks, that is going to do it for us. From everyone here at ABC7 News, take care and have a great rest of your night. And for more, join us over on Fox 22 News tonight at 6:30.
Tonight, the powerful storms in the Northeast, tracking the flooding, the damage, flight cancellations and delays, and the dangerous widespread heat dome. Also, how
Brian started harassing me as soon as I got there.
He has severe anger problems.
The first day, or a couple of days, he accused me of being a meth head.
He is very hooked to methadone.
Then he started attacking me. He attacked me in the kitchen when he was drunk. He tried to tackle me.
And he is very, very aggressive.
Pushed him off me. He fell down. Called the police and told them I assaulted him.
And he lies. And
then a few days later, we had a verbal exchange in the kitchen.
And he will actually believe it himself.
That he began calling me names. I called him some names.
The house has been much more peaceful.
He went and called the police and told them I strangled him.
And everybody in the house was very pleased that he had moved.
This is Fox 22 News Tonight.
A man has been arrested in connection with a fire in Harrington earlier this month. Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Beth Jones. 75-year-old Arthur Langley is being charged with arson and reckless conduct. The fire at 1230 Main Street was initially reported to have been caused by an outdoor burn that spread to the house. Major Aaron Turcotte with the Maine Fire Marshal's office says an investigation, however, determined the fire was not accidental. Langley was arrested Tuesday and taken to the Washington County Jail. That investigation is ongoing. Meanwhile, a teenager was seriously injured in a fire in Searsport. Major Aaron Turcotte saying they are investigating the fire yesterday at 33 Prospect Street. Turcotte says the victim was initially transported to Waldo County General Hospital and then transferred to Maine Medical Center. He says the person